Hi everyone, welcome back to part 43 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and defeated all the tamers in the sacred lake. I also believe that there's one more tamer left, and once we do defeat him we'll be able to move on with the storyline. I'm actually pretty excited for today's episode as we do get a chance to enter Belsoto's flying castle, which is actually pretty interesting. I wonder how they actually created it. Hopefully we do get to see it for ourselves. Anyway, here is the title screen. As you can see, it is super cool. I believe that we'll get a new title screen pretty soon as well. Either way, here is my team for now. All of them are around level 75. Hopefully this is enough for me to actually go ahead and tackle the leaders or the bosses of Belsoto clan. But of course, here is the last tamer. So let's quickly go ahead and defeat him. He starts off with pretty powerful TemTems, a Mashuk and a Mastone. I believe it's time for me to go ahead and switch out Andan. I'm gonna go into Kazuma and hopefully this one will help. As usual, my starter is really struggling. That was another new move. I wonder which one it is. Probably it was from Mastone, and I feel like it was a water type move. Regardless, the very next turn I went with Kazuma, Electric Storm, and we were able to take down the Mastone. Unfortunately, my starter went down as well. That's alright. I'm gonna go into Antan. This is bad. We do have Oshiera up in front, so I do have to be a bit careful. Chain Lightning definitely did a bit more damage. And alright, Mashuk goes down on its own, which is good. I do have to focus on Oshiera though. Hopefully I do get a chance to heal up my TemTems, or else we might have a bit of an issue. Unfortunately, Antan goes down in the very next turn, but we were able to take down Oshiera with Electric Storm. Pretty good. Tough battle, but we were able to defeat him. Let's see what happens next now that we have defeated all the tamers here. Initially, I really thought we would have a cutscene after defeating that guy, but apparently we do have to come back here and talk to Carlos. Thankfully, I did get a chance to heal up my team, so this should be good. Talking to Carlos, it seems that the coast is now clear, but we do have to get ready for, changing into Belsoto clan suit or uniform. Now that we are here comes the castle. Amazing. Alright, this time we are greeted by the lieutenant, who actually doesn't recognize us. We lie to him saying that the coast is clear, and he tells us that they have to fetch the water. Of course, we do enter the castle itself, but we still have the lieutenant. Here it is. So apparently we do have to sabotage the engines to take the castle down, which is understandable. But we also have to disguise ourselves or try to blend in. So I'm kind of tasked with the kitchen. You do have other spaces that you can be tasked with. I just chose the kitchen. You don't really have any specific item in each of these areas, and will actually end up with the same tasks. So don't worry about it. In this case, I'm actually helping the chef. The first request is to actually bring the chef's knife, which is right here. It's funny that we still get a pointer in the map, but we are also able to see the knife on the desk after we picked it up. The second item is somewhere around here. There are the fresh shallots. And finally, we get one more item to fetch, which is right here. It's the tasty recipe. I'm shocked that the chef doesn't know the recipe, considering that he has literally written it down and asked us to bring it. Either way, we finally do get a chance to step outside. Once we do come out, we have to try and find Carlos. Alright, it seems that Lady Lottie and Dr. Hamijo is actually just above us, which is suspicious. Unfortunately, we cannot climb up the stairs as we do have this guard here. She does order us to get a cup of coffee, which we can definitely do from the kitchen. Now before I go to the kitchen, I just want to explore this pathway. There are a couple of hidden items you'll be able to find here, and I would recommend taking them. The first one is right there, which is 3 wishing well coins. I think the other one is also in this corridor, and it's probably around here somewhere. Let me go into this room to see if this is where we have it. Oh, we have Carlos here, so we know where he is. That's pretty good. Probably if we had selected sweeping the rooms, this is where we would have been. The second item is 2 Tem card plus right there, and I'm sure that that's all the items you'll have here. You don't really have to pick them up, but if you do want to have a couple of more Tem cards, this is an easier way. Once we enter the kitchen, we get a coffee jug, so we do have to fetch it. Let's quickly go ahead and give it back to the officer right here. There we go. It seems like we hear a conversation between an angry officer and an untidy officer. Pretty ridiculous, but I think we have a chance to do something on the coffee. Once we talk to her, she does actually give us a key to her room, and does that we have to bring up a particular item. That's alright. Let's quickly head out into the corridor, and this is the room. It will be actually locked before this. Once we go here, we get potent laxatives. Perhaps we'll be able to do something with that item. Let me go ahead and get another cup of coffee for this guard right here. There we go. Once we do give her the laxatives, she disappears into the toilet, which gives us the chance to go ahead and explore this upper deck. Now our whole goal is to listen to Lady Lottie and Dr. Hamijo. It seems that the general is not too happy with them both, which is understandable. Apparently there is someone else who's actually the lord, or I'm believing the leader of Belsoto clan, whom we have yet to meet. They're pretty unhappy about the botched campaigns, but it seems that Dr. Hamijo has finally got some good results on his experiment. So if you remember, Dr. Hamijo was working on the diamond TemTem, so I'm kind of believing that he has got an answer for it. Thankfully, when the general actually looks at us or discovers us in that hiding place, he assumes that we are just there to guard, and does tell us to fetch an item from his office. Before going to his office, don't forget to pick up this item right here. But now that it's done, entering his office, all we have to do is pick up his item. We do have a couple of places where we can actually explore, and the actual item would be around here somewhere. Seems that he keeps military manuals and warfare papers, but we do get the inspection order. You can also check out other places before picking up the item, which I actually didn't do. That's alright though. We do get to know that General has a couple of ideas, and he's actually working with the Lord to... I'm really not sure what their end goal is though. Either way, now that we do have the inspection order, all I have to do is go ahead and find out where Carlos is. We do have to give this to him. After all, we do know where he is, so let me make my way to that room. It's right here at the end. Once we enter, we do get another cutscene with him. We give him the inspection orders, and he orders us to go ahead and help him destroy the engines. So that is our end goal here. We are going to definitely try and crash this castle. Now, in order to crash the castle, the engine is actually downstairs. Unfortunately, we do not have the access for it, so we do have to talk to Dr. Hamijo. We lie to him saying that there is something wrong with the engine, and we do get a signed paper giving us access to the lower bunks. which is right here. Once we do talk to her or just try to enter, she agrees since we do have the order. And it's time for us to go ahead and go into -1 floor. Here we are. Carlos explains that we have to actually go ahead and shut down the engines in all 4 directions. This is possible. He does say that we will have to battle a couple of tamers. Now at this point, I would recommend being ready because you do have some battles that are going to be back to back. The first one is not, so you're actually able to heat up your TemTems after this battle. Once we close the engine, the guy standing right next to it does battle us. I think this one should be pretty fine. Let me go with Chain Lightning. And it does a massive damage on the negatives on the opposite side. If you might see, all of the TemTems here at level 70, so they can definitely do a huge damage if you're not too careful. In my case, I'm not too worried. Hopefully I'll be able to take both of these down. There we go. And yep, this one goes down as well. One more TemTem left. This time it is a Mashuk. Alright, just gonna use Beta Burst and Hurricane. Ooh, it almost survived. That's pretty bad. I wish Gazuma was a bit faster, but at least we are able to defeat him as well. I'll definitely have to heal up after this battle. I would highly recommend keeping your TemTems in the right order, because once you go ahead and heal up, it's a bit difficult. So let me switch out my TemTems. Once we shut down the second engine, we have to defeat this one as well. Now, I unfortunately did not take my own advice because I had no idea that there was going to be a back-to-back battle. So this actually took me off guard. Now she over here has OB10 and Branant. It's gonna be a bit tough. I guess I should have just switched into Gazuma. That might have helped. Using Rockfall and Friendly Vine. Let's see if these 2 moves work. That was pretty good damage on OB10. And Piranha does go down. Let me heat it up. And as for Saku, I'm just gonna use a move. We do get hit pretty badly by the Electric Storm, but the Noxious Bomb, never mind, did not take it down. This battle is turning out to be way more difficult. So there we go. We have defeated this tamer as well, or this Belsoto clan member. Unfortunately, the cutscene directly runs after this. Carlos says that he's unable to defeat the last guy, but they were able to at least shut down the engine. As you can see, the red lights are blaring, but we immediately get challenged by this tamer. This is pretty bad. Alright, I am not yet healed. I believe I'll have to switch into Antan at some point. But for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and heal up my other team members. Using Hook, we are able to increase our own attack a bit. But unfortunately, as you can see, we are at a disadvantage. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some good damage soon. We do have 4 tougher TemTems to take down. Tucker actually survived with a small amount of HP, which is pretty bad. We have Hedgine up next. I really wish Rockfall was activated. Unfortunately, both of these TemTems will not go down. Now, I did make some really bad choices right here. Could have just taken down Kapar instead of targeting Hedgine. But unfortunately, I did not do that, which led me to make even more mistakes in the upcoming battle. Right now, I do have to be a bit careful. Using Turbine, I was able to take down Hedgine, which is good. We still have 1 more TemTem left. I get hit pretty hard by the really cool move. I believe we have seen this once before. Up next we have Tortonite, so I'm just gonna go ahead with that. Saku actually survived the turn, which is surprising, and I'm quite thankful it did. This turn I was able to take down the Kapar and do some really good damage on Tortonite. As for my starter, I am not sure why I brought it up, considering that it really can't help me at this point. Using high pressure water did absolutely nothing, and I just ended up taking more damage on my starter. At least Oshukai has healed up, so I'll just go with Hook and Energy Manipulation. Unfortunately, Energy Manipulation was not enough, but Hook was, so we are able to defeat this tamer. But this has put me in a pretty bad place. If you see my team, which you'll get to see soon, I am not able to escape. Dr. Hamijo comes up immediately and challenges me once more. That Carlos has a really bad way of just ditching us. I mean, he could have helped, he could have healed his TemTems, but he did not. He just ran and jumped out, leaving us here on this death machine. Dr. Hamijo is pretty tough. He has some powerful TemTems, and if you are really not ready, this can be super difficult. In my case, Saku immediately went down as I wasn't able to heal it up. I do have Gazuma, but yep, all of my other TemTems are really not in a good shape. I had to bring back Oshukai. Hopefully it will actually help me. Now I'm going to focus on taking down Calibus, which I'm able to do pretty much. Of course, it actually survived that turn, which I'm surprised. Unfortunately, Kazuma targeted Oshukai, which means it went down. I'm already 2 TemTems down and 2 TemTems to go. This is gonna be tough. I really will not be able to use Chain Lightning, so I do have to kind of rely on my other moves. Now at this point, I see my mistake. I should have just gone into Antan over here. That would have probably helped. I was thinking too much about Calibus, which in turn caused me to bring out my starter, which is pretty bad. As you can see, Antan is my last TemTem. 3 of my other TemTems are already down, and Saipat is another bad news. Let me just try and use a revive. I was able to use one of my full revives to bring out Saku. I'm guessing that my starter will go down in this turn, which it did, unsurprisingly. Up next, I bring in Saku. At this point, I'm just holding out to strands and hoping that I'll be able to defeat Dr. Hamijo over here. He has a full team of 6 and I just have a full team of 5, with half of them just fainted. Thankfully, right now, since I am in a bit of a better position, I'm able to take down the Gazuma. That is the second TemTem down. Next up, we have Minotaur. I am not sure what to use against it. Got hit by a pretty powerful water jet, which is bad news. Saku still survived after the second turn, but thankfully it did go down in the very next. Unfortunately, this means that my Antan is literally surviving with a couple of HP. Up next we have Zeobin. My game decided to crash at this point, but here is a front page or a front title screen, which I think is super cool. Alright, I think I'll put this one as my thumbnail. But getting back into the game, I'm actually thinking on a strategy to survive. Looking at my items, none of these will actually help me. I might have to just go with the move and hope that it will actually work. The first thing I did was recover the stamina on Antan and hope that Zeobin doesn't target it. The second turn, I was able to somehow take down Mentor in one hit, which was a lucky break. I'm guessing it is 4 times weak to poison type or toxic type moves. Up next, we have a Taifu. Unfortunately, Antan went down at this point. Now here is the tough battle. Taifu does have a couple of moves that can actually boost Zubin, which is causing me more of an issue. I literally had to revive my Antan back just to save this battle. Saku was able to hold on to one turn. For the second one, I went with Meteor Swarm and immediately recovered my Saku. Alright, Zubin targeted me, but Typhoon targeted Antan. Oh no. Now it knows a move that is 4 times effective on Antan and it immediately took it down, which is annoying. I think I'll focus on taking down Typhoon. It seems to be the troublemaker here and it's causing me such an issue. Decided to go with another full revive. I'm hoping I'll be able to buy full revives in my next Emporium because I'm really gonna need it. I think you all can just look at my battle and rearrange your team in a better way so you'll not actually have this amount of a trouble when you're going against him. Now that Antan is fully revived, it's able to survive one turn from Typhoon. Hopefully the next turn I'm able to take down both of them. Ooh, thank God. We were able to take down Typhoon, which was the big deal. At this point, I'm not too worried. I just have to take down Jeobin and I'm just gonna keep Saku as is. I really do not want to waste another healing item on it. There we go. We have finally survived this battle. That actually took me around 20 minutes in real time. Once we have defeated him, we do have a couple of options that we can see. Apparently, it seems that General X was able to come here, but we did escape. And Carlos actually did not jump. I'm really not sure how they showed him jumping in the last cutscene, but that's alright. It seems to be another loading screen, but we do end up in the bottom of the lake. This kind of looks like I am drowning, but somehow all of these apparitions are trying to save me, which is interesting. Ooh, Aina is already here as well, and so is Neolin, who we have met back in Tukma. After talking to them, we start walking in a random direction. We see our professor here who is contemplating about losing both of his students, which I kind of feel bad for him. We also see an apparition of Max, which is really sad. She does admit to us that she was wrong in joining Belsoto clan and hopes that we are able to get out of this situation. I was actually so confused. I did not know what to answer. As you can see, I was struggling a bit with the dialogues. I must say at this point we are surrounded by all 4 of them, but it seems that we have survived or somehow made it out. I'm hoping that's the case considering that there was a white screen. We do get this loading cutscene in between, which let me wait for it to load up. Alright, here we are. What is this place? I'm surprised that we are in a newer place. After all, we were on a flying castle, so it's understandable. We are in Lochberg. Seems to be a new area or a new region. So we have gone from Sipanku to Lochberg. Now, like I said before, if you want to make some progress in your side quest, I would recommend doing it just before you talk to Carlos in Sacred Lake, which we did in the beginning of this episode. But now that we are in the new place, here is the new area for our map. This is a pretty small area, as you can see, and it is actually Aubrey, which is the 6th region. This is also where I'll be able to find my final 2 TemTems. Pretty happy about this. I was not expecting to come here in such a way. I mean, it was quite tragic. We had to jump off of a flying castle, which we have never done before. But I'm actually excited for exploring this area. Although I must say, I think it's time for me to go ahead and end out this episode. I've been recording it for over an hour, and I think we'll start exploring Aubrey as well as Lochberg fully in the next episode. I'm guessing that there is definitely a dojo here, so I will have to train up my team a bit more to be able to tackle the dojo. Either way, hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it really helps me a lot. If you'd like to support me more, check out the links down in my description for Patreon and Ko-fi. But I'll see you all in the next one.